Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 guitars. We have the Fender Telecaster solo project on the bench today. We're going to do a lot of work. It's already painted. I'm going to walk you through what we did. And then we're going to start putting the hardware on and getting it ready to play. So come along for the ride. Let's get to work. Camera lottery. There we go. That looks pretty good. So you can see that I went with painting it white. The basswood was just too porous, not hard enough. It's a budget build, as per the previous videos, if you've been following along. I have everything laid out here. The control panel, various hardware, output jack, bridge assembly with a pickup, and the tuners. But before we do any of that, just wanted to show you how nice it looks. I spray canned it. I sanded it and sanded it and sanded it. A lot of work, per the previous videos. Decided that I was going to go with a regular solid color. I like the white. I probably wouldn't have chosen white. What caused me to choose white was the black binding. The black binding was quite a trial. I love it. It's a very classy look on this white guitar, and I painted the headstock face to match the body. It came out pretty good. I'm going to qualify this paint job with the fact that two things. Number one, and first and foremost, I am not a painter, but I wanted to show in a budget build that if I can do this paint job, anybody can do it. It just takes some tedious work of taping things off, sanding. I went through all that in previous videos. And I chose white again to go with the black binding. I think it looks really classy. Is it perfect? Is it going to be like buying a Fender Telecaster right off the shelf from the Fender factory? No. I'm not pretending that that's what this is going to be. This was a project exercise to show that if I can do this, so can you. We're going to go through everything that we did. So sanding it all was in the other videos. I used this product for a primer. I used this product for the color. And to match that last product, I used a clear coat product. There are better clear coats. There are better paints. There are better processes and more professional people that could do a much better job on this. But when this is all done and it's ready to go, it's going to play like a dream. It's going to look like $1,000,000. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to take the time to go, oh, a little imperfection. Oh, what happened over here? Oh, what happened here? Look, if you spend $4,000 for a guitar, you're going to expect none of that stuff to be on there. That's not what this exercise was about. I want you all to learn from me, and that anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. I am pleased with the outcome. It looks pretty. It's going to look even nicer once everything's put together. So we went through mocking it up before with the pickup and a couple of strings to check string spacing. You'll remember that I wasn't completely happy with the string spacing, which is going to bring me to a new nut. That will probably be the last thing that we do. But first and foremost, today's object lesson is shielding tape. Probably nobody ever thinks about this, but unless you want your guitar to hum and make a lot of noise when you're not playing it through the amplifier, we need to shield all these cavities. It's tedious. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to start with the easy one. In other words, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a template for this exact dimension, and then I'm going to cut out of here, get it stuck to the bottom, and then we're just going to run some tape around the outside edges and make sure that the holes, the drill holes, are all open. This is an important step. As I said, these are decent entry-level pickups. I don't expect them to sound exactly like a high-end guitar that you would pull off the rack that was built in the custom shop at Fender, or even off their regular line, or even for that matter, you know, a Mexican. It should sound as good as a Mexican for sure. By the time I get done with it, it will. And there's nothing wrong with the Mexican fenders. I use Mexican fender parts on some of my own gear, and I love it. So that being said, and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but I'm going to pause real quickly while I take time to cut out a template for this, and then we're going to cut our first piece of tape, install it, and I'm going to, walk us through as we put the hardware and the electronics into this guitar today. So stand by. So just to walk you through how I did this, I took a small piece of construction paper, put it right over the hole, and proceeded to take a pencil and just kind of push in around the cavity. Then cut out the blank. Then get a piece of my shielding tape and cut that out. You can see the pieces stuck here, what's left, and then I shoved it down in the hole, and you press it down in there. It's adhesive, so you peel off the back. It's like sticky tape, and you just push it down in there, and it'll stick to just about anything. Once you get it in there, it'll be pretty secure. The sides are a little more difficult, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause and go ahead and get some of that pushed in there, but you get the idea. You have to tediously cover all the bottom and all the sides and all the cavities, because you have electronics that are making a magnetic field in there, and it will cause noise if you don't put this shielding tape in there. Stand by. Okay, so you can see that I've done these two pockets. I just wanted to show you how I do this. Take a piece of light construction paper, put it on there, and press around either with a eraser, or sometimes you can just use your finger to make the outline of it. Then you cut your template, test fit it in there. Okay, so now you know approximately, use a hook to pull it back out. Now you know approximately how big to cut your first piece of tape to go on the bottom. Over here, sorry. I don't want to put this on the guitar because this stuff is sharp and can even cut your finger. But that's your two-sided shielding tape. So then you put your template on there, you cut that out, and carefully push it down in the bottom, and then you just measure the depth, okay, with a small ruler, the depth, and you fill in the tape all the way around the sides as such. You must take care to not only have a little piece pop over, because it needs to ground your bridge right here, and put some tape on the back of your pick guard thusly, so that it grounds there, it grounds here, and a little ground wire is going to come up from the pickup and the control panel, and it's going to ground against the bottom of the bridge. I know that's a lot to take in, but we're going to show that as we go along. I just wanted to show you how quickly, how I make a template. It's arts and crafts sometimes. And this is not a perfect science. You have to fit the stuff in there sometimes and cut little pieces. You can see what's been going on here. Neatness counts. You don't want it lopping all over the place, but do the bottom, do the sides. Take care to have a little piece pop over to where it's going to hit your pick guard and your bridge plate to ground properly. That way it will eliminate 99% of the hum and buzz that we all love when we're playing guitar. Stand by.